Section 1, right to sell versus power to confer good title. Think of it like this. You can sell a delicious sandwich. That's your right. But if the sandwich isn't yours to sell, you can't actually give the buyer full ownership. That's the power to confer good title. Having the right to sell doesn't automatically mean you can transfer ownership. It just means you can make the deal. Power to confer good title is about actually owning the item free and clear. It's like having the real keys to a car, not just a copy. An encumbrance is like a hidden claim on something. Imagine buying a house, but someone else has a right to use the driveway. That's an encumbrance. It complicates things. The bottom line is, you need both the right to sell and the power to confer good title to truly sell something. Otherwise, it's like selling a ticket to a concert you can't get into. Section 2. The case of the seized goods. Let's say a guy named Bob owes money to a loan shark named Vinny. Vinny, being the understanding guy he is, decides to take Bob's fancy car as collateral. The car is now considered seized because Vinny has a legal claim to it. Now Bob, being a bit desperate, decides to sell the car to an unsuspecting buyer named Susan. He figures he'll deal with Vinny later. Susan's thrilled with her new car, unaware of the drama surrounding it. This is where things get messy. Bob had the right to sell the car, sure. He shook Susan's hand and took her money, but because the car was seized by Vinny, Bob didn't have the power to give Susan full ownership. Section 3, legal precedent, Lloyds and Scottish Finance Ltd v. Modern Cars and Caravans. This whole right to sell versus power to confer good title thing isn't just a hypothetical, it's a real legal issue. One famous case is Lloyds and Scottish Finance Ltd v. Modern Cars and Caravans. In this case, a car dealer sold a car they didn't actually own yet. They were supposed to pay off the finance company before selling it, but they didn't. The buyer ended up in a legal battle when the finance company came knocking. The court decided that the car dealer didn't have the power to confer good title because they didn't actually own the car free and clear. The buyer was out of luck and a car. Section 4, protecting yourself, a buyer's guide. So how do you avoid ending up like Susan or the unlucky car buyer in the Lloyds case? Knowledge is power, my friends. Here are some tips. First, do your research. If you're buying something expensive like a car or a house, get a professional to do a title search. This will uncover any hidden claims or encumbrances. Next, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask the seller about the item's history. Where did they get it? Are there any loans against it? And finally, get it in writing. Always get a contract that clearly states the seller has the right to sell and the power to confer good title. Remember, if a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is. It's better to be safe than sorry, especially when it comes to your hard-earned cash. Section 5. Buyer beware, knowledge is power. Buying and selling is a fundamental part of our lives, but it's important to remember that not everyone plays by the rules. Understanding the difference between the right to sell and the power to confer good title could save you a lot of trouble. By being informed, asking the right questions, and taking the necessary precautions, you can protect yourself from shady sellers and ensure that you're getting what you pay for. Remember, when it comes to buying goods, knowledge is power. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and happy shopping.